What's up, my beautiful peeps? It's your boy Dan, the bearded farmer, CBD, here with my beautiful shop at Desert Oasis CBD in El Paso, Texas. And we're back for episode number 2 of how to start your retail CBD shop. This is something that, this is probably, out of all the episodes that we're going to shoot, this is probably the number one most important. What are you going to name your shop? What's the name worth? What's the value of that? Is there, a lot of times we get so like in our head and, oh my God, what am I going to name it? The name has got to be the most important thing. I have to have a really great name. And, really you kind of get into one of those paralysis through analysis situations where you're just so deep into your head and you're just like, I just need the perfect name, because if I have the perfect name, then everyone's going to know, oh my gosh, it's the best name ever. And come on, there is some amazing CBD and cannabis shops everywhere. I mean, like, awesome names. And you're just sitting there going like, dang, that's amazing. God, I wish I would have thought of something so good. But when you really think about it, I mean, some of the largest companies in the world, their name meant nothing. Their name meant zero until they made it that. Target, you're looking at things like Google, Facebook, Instagram, all these different things that YouTube that we're on right now, we come up with these like, oh my gosh, but it's because the name and, everyone knows YouTube. Yeah, because it's YouTube now. But when it first started, which, you can see the gray and the old beard, I've been around since it started and long before that, unfortunately. But that's one of the things, like when YouTube came up, you're like, and what? When Google first started, you're just like, okay, Yahoo, all these different things that the name really meant nothing. It just absolutely was not really the most important part. It was, what did it do? How did it perform? How many people wanted to be a part of it? And that is really what you're trying to do with culture, with design, with style, with how you interact with the customers when they come in. All of those things actually is what kind of brings the name up. It's not about, this really great name. Bearded Farmer, I love it. That's actually my favorite name of any of the things that we've come up with. But Desert Oasis, the name of that came up from is El Paso was one of the, like, basically almost the beginning of prohibition of marijuana, cannabis started here. We're in ground zero. So my thought is because ultimately our goal is to bring where we have the full benefits of all cannabis, THC, everything, here in the state of Texas. Because I truly believe that Texans deserve the right to make their own decision. Do I want to partake in cannabis? Do I see the benefits of CBD? Do I want to do some function of the both of them? And that's a decision for every one of us that live in the great state of Texas. We should decide what we want to do. Do we want cannabis? Do we want to partake in it? We should be given that same right as the people that go to the bar and they have a beer, and people that drink whiskey. And trust me, those type of things, that's where my background is, making whiskey, making rum, the bar scene, like all of that. That's all in my life, experience. And so that's one of the things that I feel this is no different. This is something to be honest, is a lot safer product than drinking alcohol. And so that's one of the things that we want to get out there. We want to get out. And so Desert Oasis to me was, I'm going to bring the oasis to the desert. I'm going to bring the happiness, the love, everything that this plant has to offer, I'm bringing it to the desert that is Texas, that is El Paso, that is, my local community. And so for me, that's where the idea of Desert Oasis CBD came from. That all being said, had I had it to do all over again, the name of the company would be Desert Oasis. Because this is the part that is absolutely crazy. So CBD is a federally legal product in all 50 states. And so thinking that, I was like, well, we shouldn't have any of the same issues that we would have for cannabis, and we shouldn't have any of the same issues that we would have, with people that have full out dispensaries of cannabis, because it's CBD, it's legal, it's federally legal. What are we doing, right? Boy, was I naive. I made the gravest of all errors, and that was putting CBD in the name of the company. It has made banking an absolute nightmare. All the big banks, every one of the ones that we went through, we would open an account, everything's fine. We'd get a letter in the mail, hey, the bank basically doesn't do business with this type of businesses, and you're out. Hold on to our money that we had originally deposited, and eventually, maybe in 30 days, you'll get it back. So go to the next bank. Hey, you know what? Banks that we have banking relationships with because we're in other businesses, and again, it's a no-go. And so you're sitting there and you're going through and you're jumping through hoops and doing all this other stuff thinking like, why? This is CBD. This isn't cannabis. We're not dealing in, high dose THC. And nope. Finally, we found a bank that accepts our funds, that has a very much an open mind about what we are doing, how we're doing it. We explained our whole process. We explained the licenses that we received. We have not only just a retail license in Texas, we also have a full hemp license as well. So if we want to make products, if we want to do different packaging, it opens a lot of doors for us. And so that was one of the things, and we'll talk more about licensing, in a future episode. But right now, Desert Oasis CBD. Why did I do it? I'd listened to a ton of podcasts that said, be careful about what you name and do this. And you're sitting there thinking, well, but those are all cannabis podcasts. Those are all people that are doing this. It's going to be different because it's federally legal. Just don't do it. Like, literally, don't do it. Do not put CBD in your name. Our new companies that we're forming and we're setting up and everything, there's no mention of CBD. There's zero mention of cannabis. There is, none of that in there. It makes it easier when you're dealing with the city. It makes it easier when you're dealing with banking. It makes it easier. We have gone through so many merchant card processors as well, because we want the ability when people come in here that, hey, swipe your credit card. Hey, swipe your debit card. And we are continuing to try to figure out that path. And so basically since the end of last year, we haven't had the ability to take merchant card processing. We have applied with 3 more, and they call them high risk merchant card processing because we're in a high risk business being in CBD. And so, okay, we're going to pay a higher rate. I get it. It's the cost of doing business, for now. And so it's one of the things that, you think about. You're like, I want to deliver the best product I possibly can. I want to have the most selection that I could possibly come up with because I want to take care of the people that come here. And by taking care of them is also them having the ability, who's carrying cash? Very, very few people carry cash. I want them to be able to come in here, swipe your credit card, swipe your debit card. We have gift cards, swipe your gift card, do whatever. We want to be able to process those transactions. We want to be able to make it easy for the people that shop with us. And all of that came to a screeching halt because Desert Oasis CBD. And so it killed it. It doesn't matter if you're not selling anything crazy. It doesn't matter if you're sticking within the guidelines that are set forth in the state that you're in. None of that matters because, you know, big banking is really not a fan of it. And there's very few banks that are willing to even try or even think about stepping into this, you know, arena. And so hopefully we're maybe about 5 days away from getting our new merchant card machine with our new high risk, vendor. And it's something that has truly been one of the hardest things that I've dealt with in any business. And I have been an entrepreneur and in business for myself for almost 30 years now, a long time. And this is the first time, and I've had liquor stores, and I've been in liquor business, and you know, all of that was so much easier to deal with than what we deal with this. And so guys, ladies, I use that term so loosely with, you know, throwing out guys, but everyone, whenever you do your company, you're thinking about it, you're thinking, man, we have the greatest name, wow. You know, and you're just like, everyone's gonna come to us because our name is so fire. Well, you're gonna have to weigh in the fact, is that super fire name that you just absolutely love and you're just like, this is the name, is that gonna be what, you know, draws the people in? And if it does, will you be able to swipe their debit card, swipe their credit card? Will you even have a banking, a place to take your funds to bank? All of these questions you're gonna have to weigh. That fire name with CBD or cannabis in it, is it worth going through the battles of all this other stuff? I personally, I would never do it again. This is something I learned the hard way. One of my absolute favorite dispensaries, and I mean, I love these guys, love them, is Planet 13 in Vegas. I've been going there since basically the day it opened. Literally one of my favorite places. I have so many photos being there. I love it. I love dealing with the bud tenders. They're great. And ultimately, that's what we would aspire to be at some point. And, you know, what's their name? Planet 13. What do they sell? A crazy amount of cannabis. But did they put it in their name? No, because someone was smart enough to sit there and be like, whoa, 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 whoa. Do we want to do that? Another big company that has quite a few dispensaries is Reef. You know, still kind of playing in the, you know, the genre of cannabis and stuff, but Reef, you know, shoot, it could be, you know, the reef of the ocean. You know, it's not going to sit there and just be an immediate red flag. And so that's one of the things that, think about it. Like, what is the name? Did anyone know what Planet 13 was before it was Planet 13? No. Did anyone know that I want to go shop at Reef when I go to Arizona? No. Does anyone I love the guys at High Horse, I think in New Mexico, awesome guys. Love them. They're just killing it. They did an amazing job when they had their podcast, and they've done an amazing job with High Horse, and they just continue to do amazing things, and I just truly respect those guys. You know, High Horse. You just think about the name. Think about how much headache do I want to go through? What's that name really worth? You know, is Desert Oasis going to be the greatest one ever because it's named Desert Oasis, or because we treated our people right, we found the right mix of products that we wanted to share with our clients, and then we go from there. The Bearded Farmer was originally going to be the Bearded Farmer CBD, the Bearded Farmer cannabis, but we've completely redone that because we know we don't want to go through what we've gone through with here. And so that's the things that you learn as you know, go along this process. Guys, I hope this is helping some of you. Everyone that is even remotely thinking about this, shoot us a message. You can make a comment in the comment section. We post this in YouTube and we post it all over social. And so if you guys need anything, if you guys need any help from us, we may not know everything, but we have recently gone through the process here in Texas, and we are more than happy to, share what we've learned, because I don't want people to go through what we went through. I want people to streamline it to get better, because there is so many people in need of these amazing products. And I think, the more that we get people out there, the more that people understand and they get educated about how amazing these products are. There is so much room in this industry for everybody, and I want to help you guys to be as successful as I possibly can. I love you guys. Seriously, 100%. It's your boy Dan, Bearded Farmer, Desert Oasis CBD.